Hi Stampin' friends, tonight we're going to use the Seasonal Branches bundle. As you can see, it has a lot of ways to make little designs with birds in them. You can also see that it has some great sentiments. These sentiments are get well wishes, and then there's you're in my thoughts, and then a nice may you feel sheltered in the love that surrounds you. And then there's also happy birthday wishes. And then this one says sending an abundance of love, thanks. So that one's kind of a lot of fun because you can put whatever you would like to put on there. So I'm going to use a few new colors, and I'm going to try to get some cards completed, but this was very hard to decide which things to use for example, you can use a variety of different, this is the one I cut incorrectly. So it's like a huge one, looks almost like little antlers for deer. And then this one is a nice super thin one, but that's going to be one where we almost probably have to use a sponge dauber to put the adhesive on, or some kind of a little adhesive pen or something, because wow, that is really tiny. And then there's also the possibility that you could stamp and then cut these little dogwoods, or you could also just cut them out of, and I'm not sure you can see the color very well on there, but you can cut them out of a pink or a white, maybe add some sponging to the white. That would be really pretty if you used the petal pink to sponge on white ones, but I was just like, I couldn't decide. So they come in little separate pieces, and you can die cut 3 at a time, but I noticed that it's pretty easy to line up because this is a pretty plain little stamp there. And so it's pretty easy to line up one end on there without going to too much trouble at all. Now, you know, there would be, of course, ways that you could stamp that in repetition so that it was perfectly lined up. But with this right here, I think it will be super cute and easy to just grab it and put it on the one on the end to cut. Then it also has this piece that kind of cuts around with this, there are berries, there are the dogwoods, and then there also are leaves that you can stamp or punch. So you can see here's the dogwoods, and here are the leaves. So we're going to just try to do some different kinds of cards with this and kind of see what happens. So the first thing that I was thinking was I wanted to get out the countryside in dies. Now, that's not what we're focusing on tonight, but I didn't want to just use, you know how much I love these scallop contours dies, but I wanted to show it a different way. You can see that this is a really nice size for a tiny scene like this. And then I wanted to show, you know, I always like to do this whenever I'm doing a design. This is Pool Party, which I think makes a nice sky blue. And so then you could put this, they're so small, I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. This is actually the new pecan pie, and this guy is the new pebble path. I honestly think that most of the trees that you see are really closer to the pebble path, but I kind of like, especially with the pink, I like brown and pink together to make a design, so that's why I did several in the pumpkin pie. So of course when I do this, I will have to like place it where I want, cut it off. Hold on, let me turn it around. It's totally possible. There we go. Cut it evenly where I want it. And then one thing I did that was not smart at all, I forgot to cut out a bird because I was planning on one of them to stamp our little bird, and then on another I wanted to cut it out. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to stamp it in the pumpkin pie. Let's see how that turns out. Oh, I think that's a little dark. So I'm going to stamp it off one more time. That's kind of nice. It's kind of ends up being a nice shade there. And I do have some of the Azure Afternoon blends. So I'm going to take the light one and I'm just going to color her little bluebird head like that. I'm going to come back in with a black marker, so don't worry. And then just kind of go down and a little bit in the tail. And I said her, but clearly if you've seen bluebirds, you know that if that's the case, this is a boy bluebird because they have all the color. And then I'm going to take the light crumb cake and I'm just going to kind of blend this together, hence the term blends. And that kind of grays it out, kind of like how bluebirds are on their backs. They're not quite as brilliantly colored. All right, and there it is, Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to try to get some water painter here and get a little Calypso Coral on it and try to do just a little bit under here. We forget about these water painters sometimes, and they can really do a lot to make things look how you expect them to look, like putting just a little bit of color. Okay, so that kind of did that. I've added some Calypso Coral, and I want to leave the most of the chest there on the bluebird white. And then I'm going to go back in a little bit more blue because I've kind of made her a little bit mottled here. So I'm going to draw 2 lines and then come back in with my crumb cake. And you guys know that I am hilarious when I do this. I'm very into scribbling. Okay, so we did that. And then if I can find it, I'm going to use my new black marker, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it. Sit. Basic black. Oh, this is it. It has the new tip that's here. So I'm just going to dot the eye here, just a light bit of color. Oh, that is perfect. I have a lot of control. I'm dotting it a couple of times so that I can add just a little bit. There we are. Just going to do a little bit more blue. Probably the thing to do here is to add some light balmy blue. I think I have here. Oh, so that works. And just kind of go over it. Oh yeah, not bad at all. It's kind of perfect. I like the intensity that the Azure Afternoon gives our little bird. And then all I need to add to it after that is a little beak and feet kind of color, just a little bit there, maybe a little right there. All right, so there you can see how I colored this and got just the right amount of color, I think, to, and I used a combination. I didn't just use the blends because we don't have the Calypso Coral. To me, it was either too light or too dark. So I wanted to have it where I could just kind of really smooth it out. So you can see how that turned out. And then I'm going to, so what I'll do is I'll put that one on this. I guess I could go ahead and cut it out just a little bit because I want to use the die so that it looks super cute. But there you can imagine me putting this on here. You can also, with this, make this a totally spring look and put this around your branches. Like maybe just, you can either put the end or just some random bit through there because I think you want to let a little bit of the branches show, but maybe not the tip of them. Just kind of wind some of them around like that, just so that it doesn't look like every single branch is covered with a big branchy thing. Now, you can decide what you think. With these larger pieces here, you can cut these apart, but I also kind of thought that it looked a little more realistic to have this thicker branch on there. I think it looks more, you guys can tell me what you think, but I almost think it looks a little more realistic. And I should have stamped this. I'll do that later. But to give it a better look with this piece. But there's just so many different ways to do this. So then here it is. I'm going to go ahead and kind of scrunch up these blossoms. Let me see, I just bent them up and then just put them on here. Now, I'm not sure what it would look like to mix them together, but I kind of think it would be all right. So we can just kind of play with that. Put another couple on here. That. And then imagine, maybe I should just go ahead and cut this guy out. How badly will I do? Who knows? Okay, because I may want to end up going ahead and cutting him out anyway, because I may feel like, oh, how funny. I had misplaced my die pack. And there is a way to cut out as many of those little guys as you want, and the apples too. So we are all set on that. We don't have to worry about that too much. Okay, so there I've tucked our little bluebird in there. And I love the contrast of the Azure Afternoon with this. I think I can really tell it's a different color than the dark balmy blue, because the dark balmy blue is a little bit dark. Okay, so then I was considering here that I might use, this is the new bubble gum, listen to me, bubble bath. That's funny. Bubble bath paper. And I think it, even with the orange, I still think it has a pretty contrast, because that's kind of the way bluebirds look in the spring. They have the, you know, they're sitting in a tree that may be purple or pink, and they're orange, and it's still kind of pretty, I think. Okay, now I wanted to show you a couple of ways. This die here is actually also in the Countryside Inn dies. So this one, you know, the one I was talking about before, that's just one of the smaller dies in the middle. And so you could put the happy birthday, but you could also put the you're in my thoughts, and just kind of pop that on there. Okay, so now that I've done that, now I've colored a bluebird, but I love to color birds, and so it would be a lot of fun to do purple wren, several different kinds, like a junco or something like that. And then of course, little yellow goldfinch would be gorgeous as well. Now they do give us 2 different sizes. So if you wanted to add, let's see, let me show you on this, it's probably the easiest. If you wanted to add just a little bit more branch, maybe another, you know, like it's a little bit more lush, that certainly would be pretty to add to the bottom there. I think that would be nice. Okay, so now I'm going to give it my best and try to stamp these. So we'll see how this works out. I get a little nervous trying to stamp things sometimes because it just seems a little dangerous, but we will see. Okay, so you've got some choices to make once you begin. You could have the branch going up, you could have the branch going straight, just kind of 6 of 1. What I'm going to do is just try to keep it inside the, what do you call that? The sewn area, the little part that has the sewing edge. Kind of like that. Now I did get a little close to the edge, but luckily I have pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to extend it over here. Now this is the dark one, and I'm noticing that I can really see it. So I probably want to find the light pumpkin pie, which I'm not really sure where it is. I'm so funny with these. I kind of threw them down in my bag to get them out of the way. There we are, perfect. For my class yesterday. And so then I didn't know for certain where they were. Okay, so now that we have that stamped, I was kind of imagining putting some leaves on there. So I'm going to try to put, let's see here, find my colors I wanted. I wonder what I did with them. Let's see, okay. There's the copper clay, the pebbled path. Now to me the pebbled path is kind of, would the word be, it's kind of beyond being a fall color. It's almost like the leaves are gone. So I liked the pumpkin pie is a richer color and it doesn't look quite as spent. So what I'm doing is just doing, now what I should have thought of was using some, what's it called? Baby wipes. And baby wipes with re-inker would have been really pretty with this, and it would have made it super easy to add color wherever. We could have put green. I wanted to stay within the brown family just so that I didn't have too much trouble with it changing the colors of things. So, okay. So I think I kind of have it lined up here. There are branches that look like they belong. So let's give that a try. It's kind of going to be outside it just a little bit, I think. So let's see. Oh, I got it really dark. But there you can see the leaves. So then the next thing I would probably do is take some yellow blend or take Daffodil Delight on my painting pen and just kind of fill it in with yellow. I think that might be the way to go. So you can see here, I've got some in my lid. Just kind of color it in. I haven't used these in a while, and this one has been working really well for me tonight, so I've been happy with that. Just kind of add a little color here and there. Putting some yellow on the green really makes it look realistic. Now this one, I think I must have gotten off just a little bit. The rest of these, I liked how they're lined up, but this one is like, what? So I'm not really sure what I did there. So those two right there are kind of off. Now, I would probably spend a lot more time on this, but there you can see kind of how it turned out, just kind of a first use kind of a thing. Oh, that was messy. You get my little cleaner there and wipe that up. I don't want to have a mess. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I think I'll use this one. And I'm just going to basically do the same thing I did on the first one, but I'm going to instead add some fall leaves. So, I should have shown you these earlier. This was the Sending an Abundance of Thanks. That's how I stamped that one. So we'll do that one for the fall as well. I think that will be a cute one to add. And then there's the Happy Birthday Wishes in brown on this, one of the contour dies again. So that would be cute. And then I did this on the, I don't know if you guys remember the kind of, the seaside one, I can't remember what it's called, with the ocean wave. That one looks really nice with this You're in My Thoughts in there. That's really nice. So it fits this one as well as the one from the Countryside Inn. Oh, I laid this in something. So this will be an opportunity to do a bunch of sponging in order to cover that up. So something to consider there. All right, let me grab a couple of these. One thing you could also do to give it more texture, how I was mentioning putting these on like this, you can add different colors of branches and that will just give it more depth. So like you could put on a couple of different ones, some going up, some going down, and it just kind of adds to the way it's going to look. Okay, now got these. Okay, here's my other branch I was looking for. Just kind of put it over the top there. So you could make it kind of a lush looking area. And then I punched these out, or die cut these out in the pumpkin pie, the crushed curry, Daffodil Delight, and I think this is too much here. Maybe just a small bit. I kind of like these darker, the Pebbled Path. And then kind of do it like that. And I'm just going to lay these out where you can see them. So my mind here was kind of going to making different looking aspen leaves, because these are shaped kind of like either an aspen or an elm, and they both kind of turn a yellow color in the fall, if you're able to catch them when they're turning. So I thought it would be nice to put our wild wheat, which is kind of a greenish yellow, kind of a brown, and then the crushed curry, and then our lightest one, the daffodil delight. And you can see that the more I put on, the better it looks, honestly. So just kind of, I tried to put some that were similar together, but then you also kind of want to have some variation in the same spot. A little more yellow right in there. One right there. Okay, so you can see this is kind of fussy. Putting it on the pecan pie is cute. No, this is not pecan pie. I'm a liar. This is the pecan pie. Let's put it on there. There we are. So for a darker fall color, I was thinking it would be really pretty to put it on the copper clay. But there you can see just a little scene. Then you can put your happy birthday wishes on there. And of course, I would probably put a background on. I would probably take some ribbon and add. We have gorgeous ribbons to match some of these. And I think maybe this one that matches, oh, I like this. Look how nicely that brings out the color of the branch itself. And I think that would be perfect to add to this. I think that would really make it nice to wrap around the bottom. I'll go ahead and cut that so I remember what I was doing when I'm finished. I think that will look really cute. And then we have so many different new colors of these guys, in color dots, that would probably look really pretty on there as well. So like, since we highlighted the, I like the level of coordination with this. Since we used the pebbled path, I think this would be perfect for putting either on our little branch area or down here. And of course, at this point, I would probably want to put a bird. Now, one thing I like to do, this is just my opinion, you certainly don't have to do it that way. I would put my bird, I would stamp it on a light brown, possibly craft, and then color it with my blends that are the darker colors that are already in my card. And I think that could be really pretty to add to the bird and make it have a little more texture, because what we're using on this is a whole lot of different colors of cardstock. But this would be gorgeous if you used a whole bunch of colors as well, or if you use spring colored leaves, like if you use the lemon lime twist and the soft sea foam. I think those would be nice as well. So I appreciate you all watching, and I hope that you have a great weekend.